This is Pro Series Off Topic.
Welcome back to Pro Series Off Topic. This is episode 23. And if you're like me, I think everyone does this. They save a bunch of photos they see on social media or on the internet, or videos that, maybe it's a recipe you want to save for later, or an inspirational quote that you really loved, but you really don't do anything with it. Just kind of sits there in your camera roll or your saved folders on social media. And I thought there's so many of them in my saved folders on TikTok and social media. And I'm like, well, let's share some of these ones that might resonate with the followers or listeners of the podcast. And this first one is by a guy's TikTok and Instagram's name is Empire Passion. His name's Ben. He had this video about the 6 rules that will change your life, and I really loved all 6 of them. There's stuff that I've talked about before, and it goes a lot with social media, and the way we kind of live our lives and how we look at our lives nowadays. But I kind of want to run through this on my social media. I will repost his video from his account, Empire Passion. I'll give him full credit. Go follow him. He's a really cool dude to follow. He has some cool inspirational videos. So let's get into it. So number 1, don't compare your life with anyone else's. I think we've talked about this with many of the mindset coaches that I've had on the Pro Series podcast. It's so easy to compare your life to another person's on social media because, a lot of what's going on social media is only the good that comes out of what you are doing in life. And sometimes it's so easy to get caught up in that and seeing other people's pages and stuff. So it's just always kind of have blinders on and kind of just go for your life. If you can't control that, and some people could easily just not look at it or forget about other people and forget in their lives. It's, maybe you just need to completely get off of social media for a while. There's so many people that do that now. It's something that a lot of, mind coaches do and consultings tell people to just get off of social media, get your mind right, and then kind of get back on. Number 2, you cannot make everybody happy. If you try to, you will lose yourself. I think we see that a lot with, again, social media. I'm going to tie everything back to social media. When you're posting and you are acting like a completely different person on social media, people see that, followers see that, and it doesn't end well. It ruins kind of your followers, or maybe you get a lot of followers, but they're not the correct followers for you. I think you see that a lot with, I don't know, like reality stars, or just people that they're trying to get famous. I think that happens a lot. They just lose themselves because they're trying to make everyone love them, and I think that's something that's missing in their life that need to maybe talk about. 3, the only that limits you in this life is your mind. Again, I talked to a mindset coach this week, actually, or recorded it. It will probably come out, I don't know, in October or November for the main Pro Series podcast, and it's all about your mind. Is, you hear so much about manifesting and whatever you believe, you make it happen in your life, and that's scientifically proven. It's ways that a lot of these successful entrepreneurs act, and they live their lives, and that's how they got to where they are today. So it's a big thing. Number 4, the biggest thing that destroys your dreams is your dependence on what other people think of you. That's kind of like number 2. But I remember seeing a quote. I posted it on my story a couple weeks ago, that no one will ever understand your dreams and your goals other than you. So why do you have to explain it? Or why does it have to make sense to anybody else? Because it doesn't. That's one that I truly live by. I kind of zone out what other people think about, the podcast or social media or whatever. I'm in it for myself, and that's all that really matters. Number 5, it is not income that makes people broke. The real problem is their spending. That's something I really want to talk more about on the Pro Series podcast. Maybe get a financial coach on that maybe could help out entrepreneurs in the space of maybe starting their own company or they're struggling with their company. I did have a couple people on that are kind of consultants that kind of cover those in a not in a very descriptive way, just because they do everything in the business. So they'll come in and kind of just consult the whole entire company, see where the broken pieces are and kind of put them back together so you're a successful company, or maybe you were never a successful company and they're just trying to get you up and running. But that's definitely something I want to dive more into in the Pro Series. Number 6, the most dangerous addiction in the world is your comfort. You cannot be successful unless you leave your comfort zone. I think that's something very easily said than actually be done. A lot of people get caught up in the comfort zone, and especially with jobs. I see so many people that complain about how much they get paid, or they don't like their job or whatever, but they don't want to go out and look for a new job, or they don't want to change, or maybe talk to their boss about something. If you don't get out of that comfort zone, you're never going to get what you want, and you only have this one life to live, so why not just do it? I'm not trying to be someone that's like a motivational speaker or something, but this is just a TikTok that I saw, and I love seeing these like successful minded or motivational speeches and stuff that are on social media. That's most of my For You page is those, and it's because it just helps your mindset. Again, that was just in the 6 of those are pretty much all about mindset and just getting that right. And yeah. And now let's lead into Country Music Weekly. This week was a big week in music, country music at least. But let's first talk about the media base, and then we'll get into new music. This week, number 5 is Russell Dickerson with God Gave Me a Girl. Parmalee at number 4 with Girl in Mine. Number 3, Jason Aldean, Try That in a Small Town. Number 2, Lainey Wilson, Watermelon Moonshine. And number 1, Religiously. Morgan Wallen's back in the top 10. He has the number 9 and 8 spot. 9 being Everything I Love, and number 8 being Thinking About Me. Looking over the list and seeing if I see any more of him. No, I mean, that's like where he's finally back in the top 10 again. Luke Combs is not far behind, but let's get into the new music this week. Big week in country music. First, Lauren Elena announced that Thick as Thieves, it was a song that she had duetted in the beginning of summer with Lainey Wilson. She is releasing the country radio, but by herself, so Lainey's not on this. This has happened a couple times, Lauren Elena. Most recently, she was in the duet with Dustin Lynch with his song. I forget what the song was called. It was a huge song in 2022. He did it. He had to replace Lauren Elena with Mackenzie Porter, I believe, because Lauren Elena already had that song with John Party on the country radio, and her label didn't want 2 songs on country radio. This is probably what happened with Lainey. Lainey has not only her own single, Watermelon Moonshine, but she also has the Jelly Roll Save Me duet on in country radio right now. So she has the number 2 spot and the number 27 spot with Jelly Roll. So that's probably what the case was. Yeah, so go check it out. Just Lauren Elena basically covering over Lainey Wilson's part of the song. Next, Kane Brown came out with his new single. He also announced his world tour this week. The song is called I Can Feel It. It has a small sample of In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. It's more of the drum line of the song, like the early, like the first couple seconds of the song, and then he kind of says In the Air Tonight in probably the mid of the song. So it's a good song. Go check it out. It's one of those up-tempo songs, something you would expect Kane Brown to do, but it's a great song. It's definitely going to be a number 1. Zach Bryan surprised everybody with an EP just like a couple weeks or a month after his album that's been killing the charts. The album called Zach Bryan. This one is an EP called Boys of Faith. Great 5 songs. It came out this Friday. He has been teasing a duet with Noah Cohen, and Bon Iver for a while now on Instagram, so he just kind of released it. The Noah Cohen song, Sarah's Place, and the Bon Iver song, Boys of Faith. Great songs. Zach Bryan's killing it right now, and I feel like he just comes out with music all the time. He's always feeding his fans, which is why I believe he is being so successful right now. He's just giving the fans what they want. And also, this week was a big week with deluxe albums. First up, Megan Moroney came out with a deluxe version of Lucky, which I was kind of surprised with because it just came out in like June or May or something like that. It has 3 extra songs. First one being Fix You 2 with Cameron Marlowe. I've never heard of her, but it's a pretty decent song. Number 15, Nothing Crazy with Mackenzie Carpenter. She's a up-and-coming female country singer. Number 16 being Reasons to Stay. I'm not a huge fan of the deluxe songs other than the album. I think the album was great, and it was probably one of the best duets or the best debut albums of 2022 or 2023, and probably the best debut album in the past, probably in this first part of the 2020s, at least by a female. And then Carrie Underwood came out with a deluxe edition of Denim and Rhinestones with 6 new songs, including her current single Out of That Truck, and then Give Her That, Drunk and Hungover, Damage, Take Me Out, and then a live version of She Don't Know. Out of all of those, probably her current single Out of That Truck is my favorite, and then probably Give Her That or Damaged, but they're all great. As you know, I'm a huge fan, so she can do no wrong. Lady A came out with a song this week called Love You Back. It is a slower song. I feel like the last so many songs have been slow and just haven't been doing it for me, but let's see how it goes. Kimberly Perry came out with another song called Fool's Gold. It is pretty good. It's very country. I'm liking this new sound or this debut sound from her. Cody Johnson, this is probably the top song of the week for me. He came out with, first off, he announced when his new album coming out November 3rd, Leather, and he came out with 2 more songs on it. We already had The Painter that came out in August, but he came out with the first track, Work Boots, and then the third track, Watching My Old Flame. Work Boots, such a good song. It's an up-tempo song that we really haven't heard a lot from Cody Johnson on that, and I hope he sends that out to country radio after The Painter goes number 1. But I can't wait for this album. There's rumors that he has a song with Carrie on the album, and a couple other duets. This is going to be a great album. Can't wait for that. Jesse James Decker came out with a single called I'm Gonna Love You. It's decent. She's an artist that I don't know, she's so big. I mean, you go on social media and she has such a big following, and I just don't understand how she hasn't made it in country music. Because she has a great voice, she has some great songs. It's just, to me, it's very confusing because she has it all going. It's just, why isn't anybody attaching to the music? And then one that kind of slid under the radar is Luke Combs came out with he duetted with Shenandoah with 2 Dozen Roses, their classic song 2 Dozen Roses. It's a great song. It's kind of cool. Luke Combs kind of puts his spin into it. They're both singing on it. It's a great song. Go check that out. But that's all I have this week on Off Topic. Stay tuned. We have another Pro Series coming out this week, and that will be coming out on Monday. I feel like the evening is when most people have been listening to them. I usually posted them around dinner time, thinking people come back from work and watch it, but it's really the nighttime that I've been seeing the podcast pop off. Maybe it's just you put the kids to bed and that's what they're listening to. I don't know, but I'm not complaining. I'll just adapt. So thank you so much for listening for Off Topic. This is episode 23. Stay tuned for Pro Series this week, and we will talk next week.